2K Sports and the Corn Ferry Tour are delighted to welcome you to this year's Q School Final. Strap yourself in because we're about to get started for this wonderful tournament. Let's go. Hello and welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Luke Elvey. It's great to have your company as always. Alongside me is Rich Beam, and out on the course is Henny Kuyak and John McCarthy, who'll be following all the action. And Rich, what's on the mind of these players today as they begin their quest in the Q School Final?
Their focus is to get into the top 5 and get that PGA Tour card, as the next 40 finishers will graduate to the Corn Ferry Tour next season.
Let's see what happens from the pine straw, shall we? Well, that may have come out a little heavy. This now, his third shot. Setting up here with a very long putt. And he's down there. You got a read?
Yeah, it's really tough to see, but it's going to be straight and then just switch left.
That's disappointing. And this one is for bogey. Currently at +1 for the tournament. Let's take a look at this par 5 second hole.
Looking to bounce back after that bogey at the last. That wasn't pretty. Hopefully this one is better.
I don't like the look of that lie. Well, Rich, isn't this a lovely sort of teaser for these players on the Corn Ferry Tour to be playing at the stadium course, which is known for the prestigious Players' Championship? They're almost getting a sense of what it might be like to be on the big stage.
Exactly. However, there is one massive difference. You just don't have the number of fans out here like you would normally see it. That's what the biggest difference is this week. Still, they're going to feel a lot of pressure trying to close the deal, coming down 16, 17, and 18, no matter how many folks are watching.
It can often be unpredictable how it comes out of the pine straw. Straight into the trees. These are always dicey lies, Rich, in the pine straw. Well, this is not a good outcome. Buried in the deep stuff.
He's going to need an incredible stroke of luck to get this out with any momentum going forward to get it on the green.
Club face may have got caught up in the rough here. This putt is about 15 feet to the hole. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
Okay, my money is on a right to lefter.
Yeah, the line was pretty good, but the length, that was loose. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. And he's moving down to 5 over for the event. Time to play one of the one-shotters. Looks to be going with the 6-iron. Okay, let's get those two important things back, timing and tempo. Second shot here on the third. Well, that certainly makes putting a lot easier when you can hit a shot like that. This putt for par here. Ooh. In she goes. Let's head to the next. Teeing off here at the 4th. Well, now you just got to pray for a good line because that one's heading towards the sand. Lining up now, this shot from the fairway bunker.
4 right.
That was a little bit of a misfire, I'd say. All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par. Lovely touch. Well played. And that puddle drop. Well done. And as we look at the leaderboard, our player out in front is leading by 1. It's a par 4, the 5th hole.
Double bogey in the last hole. That really set this player back. Hopefully it isn't too costly.
This one's looking good off the tee. That should find the short stuff. That got a little out of control, I think.
And another missed green in regulation. My, oh my, this has been a long day.
There's 17 feet remaining to the hole. John, have you got a good read on this one?
Well, this one's going to break pretty hard to the left.
Solid par putt, that. Currently at +8 for the day. The 6th is a par 4.
Yeah, that's just not going to work for him.
This is his second shot. Oh, the rough could have been a factor in this one. Oh, that one's ricocheted right off the tree. This lie's not great.
Hitting it over here in the first place was just awful. I would blame his caddy.
That's a touch of class. Terrific little chip. This one's for bogey. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. Deep into the front 9. Here we are at the 7th hole. This one from about 160 yards out.
Straight downwind. Tough to put a lot of spin on it and hold the green.
Oh, Oh, that was so close to going in. Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me. He's aiming for his first birdie of the day. And with that putt, he's bounced back immediately from his previous drop shot. Sitting at 8 over for the round. The 8th hole is a par 3. Going with the 5-wood. Right into the trees. Never easy playing from the pine needles, that's for sure.
Coming out of the rough, and it might not have enough on it.
Well, a little off the target with that one.
Distance control nearly impossible coming out of this rough.
He's looking to hold this now for a double bogey. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
He'll be happy to hold this. 21 foot.
Oh, did you see that one fly by? This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. So close. All right, let's stop the bleeding. This putt for quadruple bogey. In she goes. Let's head to the next. And it's a one-stroke par 5 for our leader over the field. The 9th is a par 5. Yep, sure, it was a bad hole. But as all good caddies would say to you, let it go. Focus on this shot and this shot only. Time to take on this shot from the rough. And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
Yeah, he's got roughly 110 to the pin here.
That was a little loose. Don't expect a good lie here. A little off the mark on that approach shot.
Oh, look at that. The wind just wreaking havoc with that shot. Disappointing.
Found the green side bunker. Looking for an up and down here. Seven feet to the cup. Yeah, that looked pulled straight off the blade. This is a triple bogey attempt here. Oh, that's criminal. How do you leave that short? And just a little bit of work was all that was needed to finish up there. Let's see what happens here at the 10th hole.
Hopefully better than the last. Trying to shake off what happened on the previous hole.
So standing over this one from the second cut.
Luke, that swing was just south of awful.
Setting up in the bunker here. Players setting up, trying to get up and down from the bunker. And just about 8 feet left to the hole. On the tee of the 11th, a par 5.
That double bogey on the last hole, well, it's going to leave a mark. There's no doubt about it.
Still a chance to attack this hole from the first cut. Looks like this one's bunker bound. Time now for the 4th shot. That's on the green, but still a fair way from the hole. Big par saver coming up for this fella. And he's down there. You got a read?
This looks like it's going to go left.
The old hammer hands putt. This putt's about 4 feet from the hole.
This will be a good bogey.
And the putt drops, and we're moving on. The 12th hole is a par 4. And the pine needles can always be a 50-50 lie. That one doesn't look like it jumped out of the rough. Atta boy, good shot.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
This next putt is for bogey. Bit quick in the stroke, that looked pulled. Okay, let's head to the next. And as we check the standings, our leader has a 1-stroke advantage. On the tee of a par 3. Looks to be going with a hybrid here. And that was a bit of a misfire.
A bit too much club there.
Second shot here on their 13th hole. If he makes this, he'll save his par. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
18-footer here is what he's facing.
Oh, these are good for the momentum, these ones, right on 8 feet. This putt is for double bogey. And as we look at the leaderboard, our player out in front is leading by 1. This hole is a long par 4. That always looked wet, didn't it? Well, Rich, I'm being honest, this lie is putrid. And what are we looking at here, Henny?
He's going to have to do some calculations here because there is the wind playing into.
This one is a fair distance here. And this one's for quadruple bogey. Ooh. Just 4 feet remaining between him and the hole. I think he's pulled this one. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. And a par 4 awaits at this next hole. This one's headed out of bounds. Splash. This lie won't be too bad in the first cut.
That's a swing only a mother could love there, Luke.
This one's bunker bound. This next shot coming up from the sand.
Yeah, this one just swerving the green to the right-hand side.
Well, this would be a bonus. This is a very long putt. Yeah, that's never nice. Putting it off the surface, that hurts. Ooh. And unfortunately, the shot limit has been reached on this hole. And this player is going to move on to the next. Hey, that's golf, isn't it? You get some good breaks and some bad ones. Time for the second shot at the 16th. That's a heavy lie this player has drawn. He hit that pretty loose. Yep, that's a water ball. Looks to have opted for the 8-iron.
Yeah, that was tricky with that wind. Great shot there.
Putting for a bogey. Oh, he's given that one some wide berth. Overcooked that one. And it's a one-stroke par for our leader over the field. Welcome to the par 3 17th hole. He's not hit this one well, and that one's into the drink. Let's try and make this one. And only drop the one shot. That one went a fair bit distance by the hole. This putt was about 8 feet. And as we check the standings, our leader has a one-stroke advantage. And as we stand on the last tee, it's a par 4. Just let that shot be water off a duck's back. He's setting up for his second shot.
Puff of breeze moving this golf ball left to right.
That might be a groove or two off target. Scorecard filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this. Maybe some time on the practice green wouldn't hurt. That's a touch of class. Signing off with a bogey. So the opening round in the books, Rich. Impressed with your efforts here in the booth. Thanks for your time.
Same, Luke. Enjoyed the day. Looking forward to tomorrow.
I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam, and on behalf of all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, it's goodbye for now. .2K Sports and the Corn Ferry Tour are proud to bring you this year's Q School Final. It's go time, everyone. Let's head out onto the course. Hello all, I'm Luke Elvey. It's terrific to have your company as always here at 2K Sports. Alongside me in the booth is Rich Beam, and out on the course is Henny Quack and John McCarthy following all the action. The energy in this city has been palpable this week. It's always a fantastic tournament. We can't wait to bring all the action to you. Oh, that should find the bunker. It's a little wayward. Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. All right, safely out of the bunker, and now a chance to make a putt. This putt right on 10 feet, a good one to make.
A clutch par putt.
He's currently tied for 13th. Time to tee off at the second. Hang on, Henny. Is that a bit loose?
This one might end up in the pine straw.
Trying to get out of this pine straw here. Not quite the shot he was wanting. Henny, how's that ball lying? It's tough to see from here.
I really like the look of this. It couldn't be lying any more perfect.
And from the bunker here. Wow, that almost went in the hole. Oh dear, this next putt now for double bogey. And that will drop him to 2 over now for the tournament.
Moving down the leaderboard, Luke, never a good thing.
Time for the second shot into the third. How close was that to going down? A 7-footer right here. This is a bogey putt coming up. And he'll drop down the leaderboard after that effort. And now on the tee, coming off a bogey, trying to reclaim some momentum. Right into the water on that one. And now from the fairway bunker. Going with the pitching wedge here. I'm not sure he selected the right club here. This one looks to be coming up short. 3 over par. Good mid-range putt, this one. An 18-footer. Might need to get the feel back on the putting green. No one likes to put a quad on the card. Let's make this, please. That's disappointing. 3 feet to go here to the hole. Sitting at 8 over par for the day. And now we find ourselves with a par 4 here. Okay, Henny, this one's found the bunker. Is it lying okay?
He's going to need a digging truck, maybe? I don't think a sand wedge is good enough to get this out.
He's coming out of the rough here, and I don't think that's going to be enough.
Okay, not able to find the green, but he was in a pretty awful lie.
This one for bogey. This must be frustrating. Time to get back on that green. Oh, I thought that one was going in. 14-footer. Penny, take us through the break on this putt.
I've had a look from both sides. This is a right to lefter.
Didn't quite judge the speed on that one. Oh, time for number 8. Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me. Sitting at 13 over for the event.
Not much happening. Moving down the leaderboard, never a good sign.
Sometimes you hit some good ones, sometimes you hit some bad ones. Second shot here on the 6th.
Might not have enough out of the rough on this one.
This would be a great up and down. Anything in 5 feet to be handy from here. Oh, that rushed past the hole with some serious speed.
2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is thrilled to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. First round coverage of this exciting event is about to begin. It looks like a great day out there. Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew Catalan, joined by Rich Beam and Luke Elvey. Down on the course, walking with the feature group is Henny Koyak. John McCarthy is with us as well. Rich, it's a huge day for our featured player. This is their first taste of the PGA Tour. Think back to your first time on tour. What were you thinking on the first tee?
I was trying not to think about anything because every fiber in my body was racing 1,000 miles per hour. It was overwhelming. It was exciting. It was nerves. It was, I think, every emotion that you can possibly have going through your body at one moment in time was there. But at the end of the day, you're here. You're playing on the PGA Tour. There's nothing better.
John, you're walking with this group. What can you tell us about the lie?
Well, they're in the deep rough here, but they ended up with a pretty favorable lie considering.
This one needs to get down in a hurry. That's a missed green.
Wind is absolutely swirling in this part of the golf course.
That is the perfect position to leave it in. All right, try to limit the damage here and walk away with a double. And after that hole, he'll drop to 1 over for the event. Stepping on to the par 3 third.
It doesn't have a lot of length to it, but it's also a green that's not super deep. You do have the bunker in the front, but anytime you miss it long and or left, you got a really difficult pitch shot as that green tilts from back to front. But still, it's a pretty straightforward par 3. Not too much danger to it.
Oh, that was so close. Well, a big par save could mean a lot going forward. All right, that one is behind us. And we're on the tee of the par 4 fourth hole.
Almost every player in the field will be going for this green. Where do you hit it? Front right part of the green is the perfect target. Missing it to the left in the bunker or long and right. That is not good.
Got great connection here. Yeah, this is looking good.
Time now for the third. 5 shots off the lead. Oh, that was so close. On the green and a chance to save par. Okay, moving on to the next.
The 5th at TPC Boston, the most important shot, probably the first one.
Yes, you have to find the fairway here, and it's sometimes not driver. There is a run out and the fairway, but from there you got a pretty easy straightforward second shot to a long narrow green, just that one deep bunker on the left hand side that could cause some issues.
Well, Rich, in the thick stuff here, not a good spot to be. This one doesn't look like it's hit with full intent. That's a shame. Had a chance to hit the green but couldn't quite get there.
Not easy to find the green coming out of the rough.
And he's managed to find the green, but midway from the flag. Have to rely on a good putter here. Henny, what's he facing with this putt?
Setting up this putt 18 feet from the cup.
Putting for bogey. Trailing by 6 shots after that hole. The 6th hole at TPC Boston, not too dissimilar to 5. You've really got to position your tee ball.
Bunkers down the right-hand side are a nuisance. The pond fronting the left part of the green should not come into play if players find the fairway off their tee shots. Second shot to a very flat green. You can get it close, but still difficult on this long par 4.
This one's going to the right.
This would be a great up and down. Well, this would be a great par putt if he can make this. Now 6 strokes back after that hole.
Time now for a par 5, the 7th.
Par 5, and only the long players can reach in two. Find the fairway, then make a decision. Do I go over the large bunker 100 yards away, or do I lay back of it? Either way, you must make a par 5 here, because birdies will be had by the big hitters.
This is dicey, to say the least. Ooh, I think this one's coming up short. Well, he misses the green. That's a tough one to swallow.
Well, story of the day for this player is just missed too many greens. You can't afford to do that.
Come on, don't be shy.
How about that shot? The chip drops.
Out of the rough, into the hole. Thank you very much.
Great feel, great judge, great speed. Yeah, I like this.
We have a par 3 on this one.
Par 3 and a diabolical green, to say the least. The left-hand side sits much higher than the right-hand side, and the green is usually very firm. A tough ask.
Looking to get up and down from here. Eight feet left to the cup. That looked good for a while. Here's a bogey putt. That putt goes in. Time to make a move. Now to the finishing hole of the opening 9. It's a par 4.
This is a really cool tee shot here. Take it out to the right-hand side. You leave yourself with a longer second shot, but it's a better angle. But you take it down the left-hand side, maybe carry those bunkers. Now you've got a shortish club. In front of this green, though, everything will run onto the green. So a pin up front, you don't necessarily want to land it on the green as much as you do want to leave it just short of it.
All right, going to need this one to save par.
And putt is underway.
That's a good putt right there. We start the back nine here at the 10th hole.
The driver not necessary. See a lot of players taking long iron, maybe even a fairway metal. Second shot goes to a green that runs from front right to back left. Back left is the most difficult of all the pin positions on this par 4.
Coming out of the deep rough. That was not clean contact.
From that lie, it's no surprise that this didn't find the green.
Oh, almost. 8 feet remains.
This one just for a bogey.
And after that, he is moving down the leaderboard.
The 11th is a par 3 playing slightly up the hill, which requires a very well-struck iron shot.
The good thing about this hole is it's long in length, but it's got a massive green that doesn't have a lot of movement. What it does have is from left to right and a little bit from back to front. A generous green on a long par 3, great design.
That was a bit of a miscue.
Needed to take a little less club on that approach.
All right, facing a little up and down here to save the par. Didn't that look good for a long time? Putting for par.
Short game has been absolutely fantastic today.
So close. It's just about 3 feet away. Currently at 6 over par. The 12th at TPC Boston really got improved with the reworking by Gil Hance, didn't it?
It did. Fairway bunker down the left-hand side off the tee could come into play if the breeze is into you. However, downwind, you have an end of fairway that you got to be mindful of, and the second shot goes straight downhill to a green that canters from left to right.
Ouch. That's going to make the next shot a bit more challenging. I think he's caught that one quite nicely. Not a bad shot, that. Still a chance. Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Setting up this putt 22 feet from the cup.
And this next putt, it's for bogey. Unfortunately, moving down the leaderboard, that's not the direction to be heading. The 13th's another par 4, but you're working back up the hill.
Par 4, back up the hill, 447 yards. This is an adventure-filled par 4.
Heading towards the rough, this one. Okay, that's disappointing to make 3 straight bogeys, but let's bounce back right here. Setting up to play the shot here from the greenside rough. Not bad. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. Currently at +8 for the event. The 14th at TPC Boston is a dogleg right to left, downhill. The tee shot is your paramount position.
Par 4, sweeping from right to left down the hill. This is a challenging hole.
Luke, that's a swing only a mother could love.
And he's not hit the mark on that approach. This would be a great up and down from this spot. Ooh, that almost went down. Putting now for a bogey. Yeah, good putt. Well hold.
We've hit the par 4, 15th hole.
Par 4, and a fun little par 4 at that, just 421 yards from the back. Fairly generous fairway, but a green that can provide some entertainment as there's some different swales in the green, and your golf ball can go a-wandering if you're not careful.
Setting up here with a long putt. Wow, that had no chance. 4 feet to the cup. Here's the par 3, 16th hole.
Par 3, I don't need to mention the water on the left-hand side. It speaks for itself.
Ooh, that was unfortunate, to say the least. Okay, green side, and the goal now is to get up and down. Let's see if he can save par. Oh, that one is way too strong. 10 feet to the cup. Henny, your green side. What do you see in this putt?
I've got it going just a tiny bit left here.
As we take a look at the leaderboard, our leader is up by 1. Now to 17, a par 4.
Just take your tee shot, and if you want to, lay it up down the right-hand side. It's a pretty simple second shot. Big hitters might think about trying to take on the dogleg. No need, though. This green sits down below the second shot, down below the fairway, right in the middle of it. Right in the middle of it, they buried a snowman, the base of a snowman, a big lump right in the middle of it. It's a fantastic feature.
Too much power on that stroke. So close. This putt for a bogey. Out to the 18th tee.
Oh, this is a great par 5. You got a little speed slot down the left-hand side, carry those bunkers, and all of a sudden that golf ball is going to go chasing down the fairway. From there, though, you got to be mindful. You got a massive ravine fronting this green. And this green, you do have room to miss it on the left-hand side, but it's not a very easy up and down. A great finishing hole that you can make 3 on easily. 6s as well.
Here's the third shot.
The breeze is moving left to right up there.
That's a misfire there.
Oh, as we can see there, the wind definitely affecting that shot.
This one greenside in the rough. Hang on. Oh, that was close. This is a 6-footer. Okay, and that will do it for the day. So that'll do it for today. Rich, we will do it again tomorrow.
My pleasure, my friend. Lots of memorable moments out there today. Hopefully tomorrow could produce much of the same.
We had so much fun out there today. Thank you for joining us. For all of us at 2